Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I'm going to be coloring a page that I have recently started in Aquatic. This is a buddy color with a cluttered life here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I will link her channel below in the description if you guys want to check her out. She's really talented. So we decided to do this page together, and this is as far as I've gotten so far. I do have a couple colors picked out, so we'll see how it goes. I take a sip of my tea here. Today it is cool enough in the morning that I can actually drink hot tea and not feel like I'm, I don't know, burning from the inside and the outside at the same time. So yeah, it was really nice to wake up and actually feel a chill in the air. That makes me happy. I really love autumn. It's my favorite time of the year. So looking forward to that. Anyway, so this is, excuse me, this is a page I started. And I was super inspired by Emily Illustrator, who has, now I'm filming this on Friday, so it's not come out yet, but she, on her Instagram channel, she showed a page that she did only using Crayola pencils, and it was beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. And that really inspired me to get back into my Crayolas, so I am going to try to use the majority Crayolas on this page. Now, I do have an alcohol marker in the hair, and I probably will do something different for the skin, but everything else I think I'm going to do Crayola products. So I've got some super tips here. I've got my Crayola pencils here next to me as well. So we're going to see how that goes. And also, when I showed my daughter this page, she said, "Mom, you have to color that like Ursula." I was like, okay, got it. We're done. So I've got my color palette picked out. We're good to go. So yeah, so let's just get started. I think I'm going to zoom you in a little bit just so you guys can see what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll remember to keep you in frame. So hang on just a second. All right, so I'm going to start with the tentacles. So I just have this gray, it's a lighter gray, cool gray Crayola marker. And I am just going to color all the tentacles in with this color. I'm going to do some shading with the pencils, and I do want the underside of these tentacles to be a little lighter, probably more of a purpley tone, so I'm going to have to be really aware of where this color will stop and start and all that stuff. So, oh, I don't know if this was a good idea. You know how I am with markers and focusing, so we'll see how this goes. Also, just so you know, this is going to look real patchy until I get in here with my pencils to try to fix some of the shading. Hi everybody, how are you? It's been a couple of weeks since I put out a weekend whip video. Several things have happened, and I am still struggling a little bit with one of them. I did make do a community post the other day about you know, why I couldn't do a video last weekend. And that was because I was moving my son into college. I was moving my son into college, and then I was moving my daughter, my oldest, back home. So, and it all had to happen on the same day. And then it's just been kind of a whirlwind. So, okay, sorry about that. My husband was leaving for work. He typically works from home and hasn't had to actually go into the office for a while, so just wanted to see what was going on. Anyway, so yes, moved my son into school, my daughter back home, and we are still dealing with all of that, trying to get, so I love my son. I really, really do. He's a typical teenage boy. So I told him repeatedly, I was like, hey, you need to clean your room before you head off to school. And then when we found out that his sister was going to be moving back home, she's going to take his room. I was like, you really need to clean your room out. And he just kept putting it off and putting it off. And then he did what he thought was cleaning, and it was just not. It was not. So I've been going through and cleaning everything out, and he had like, he was like, there's a closet, there's a bunch of clothes, old clothes in my closet that I just don't wear anymore. I was like, okay, well, I can do that. You know, you've done everything else. We'll just do that. I opened his closet, and there was like, it was almost up to my waist with all of the clothes that he was throwing in there that didn't fit him anymore, or that he just didn't want to deal with. And I was like, what on earth is happening right now? We took 4 bags worth of stuff out of there. We were able to pass some of it on to a family friend, but holy moly, it was like, come on, kid. So yeah, so that's been fun. I've been dealing with that, trying to get my daughter all situated. We are waiting on, so the bed frame that she had was all rusted and gross. So we are waiting on a bed frame for her so that she can get everything else set up. And she feels like she's kind of on hold temporarily until that gets here, so that then she can get the rest of the room set up how she wants. Yeah, so my son, the college he's attending is not far away, so that's good. And when we got to his dorm, you know, I was dreading the move-in because, you know, you have to cart everything in and get the elevator and then take it up and do all it's just a whole thing, right? So we get there, and they have this whole process to get signed in and moved in. And it was just lovely. Like you went to this one building to find out your room assignment and to get your, I don't know, to do something else, maybe just to get checked in, I guess. And then they had coffee and donuts for the parents and family that was there, and that was really nice. And a little area where you could write a note to your child that they would mail to them later in the semester, which I thought was wonderful. And then you went over to your dorm, and they had a whole area that was marked off for parking for move-in. And then they had volunteers there to help. And I was just blown away by that. There were just people who showed up to help us move in. And I was just like, this is so wonderful. They had carts available and then he basically came, unloaded the truck, loaded everything up into the carts, took it upstairs for us, unloaded it in the room, and then was just like, yeah, have a great day. And then took off and, you know, went to help the next person. And I was just like, this is fantastic. Why doesn't every school do this? So yeah, that was really great. And then we spent the morning, you know, adjusting his bed because he's got it lofted so that he can have his computer desk set up, and it was really nice. And he is on the top floor of his dorm, and has a wonderful view of our downtown of our city, and it's really cool. But yeah, I think he's doing well. This week was all activities to like get you used to campus and to, you know, find jobs, connect with other people, different clubs were all out, all that kind of stuff. So he was having a good time getting all of that. And he already knew his roommate, so that was really great. They didn't have to worry about, you know, getting to know somebody else new. They've got a friend built in to start the year. But yeah, he's settled, and I'm hoping that he will set aside some time to FaceTime with me tomorrow, and with my daughter, my youngest, because she's still having a hard time with the fact that he's gone. She's so lucky, and I think she realizes it, but she's so lucky that she has older siblings that actually, interact with her and are nice to her. And, you know, I mean, not every sibling relationship is like that, especially when it's somebody who's so much younger than you, and especially when it's a teenage boy. Like, most teenage boys are like, yeah, that's whatever. But he would sit and talk to her and chat with her and listen to her, and she really misses that already. She is thankful that her older sister is home because she loves her just as much, but it's a different kind of relationship, and she's just kind of, you know, she's my emotional kid, so we knew it was going to be an issue a little bit. I don't know if that was the right thing to color right there. Oops. Yeah, on these aquatic pages, it's sometimes kind of hard to figure out what's what. This is one of the, it's not like the oldest Joseph Kattenbang book, but it's one of the older ones. So a lot of his stuff is just really, there's a lot of details. There's a lot of stuff to color, like all of these little black silhouettes in the background. He did get rid of those in the newer book, which I appreciated because it makes it easier to tell what things are. Like, I get it when you're doing, like, making an artwork and you have that, but for the coloring pages, it just needs to be simplified a little bit more so that we can actually see what's going on the page. All right. Okay. So then my daughter, we were so upset. So she had thought that she found this wonderful apartment, and it was going to be cheaper because she was going to be taking over somebody's lease. And yeah, she was just so excited that she had found a place so that she could stay down in the town that she was at. Well, about 2 weeks before she was supposed to move in, the apartment complex called her and was like, well, you don't make 3 times the amount of rent, which I guess is a new thing that they have to, either have to or they've just decided to. I don't know what exactly the deal is with that, but they said, since you don't make 3 times the amount, you can't move in here, and yeah, you're just out of luck. And so she was like, I don't have any place to live. She was so much at a loss, and I felt so terrible for her. But she knew, I mean, I've always told her that she can always come back home. And so she ended up, she's going to have to, you know, quit her job that she loved and move in here. And she's just going to have to, we said this was a great time to kind of reevaluate, kind of start again, figure out exactly what you want to do. Because she was still trying to figure out, you know, what she wanted to do as far as school and things like that. So it was, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for her. And I think she's starting to look at it kind of that way as well. So that, yeah, I'm happy that she's seeing it that way. Oh, there's a little bit right here. I'm doing a little bit of a dotting on some of these tentacles just because I think that it would look neat if this color kind of comes into the bottom of the tentacle a little bit. Okay, which one do I want to start on? Let's do this one. Let's see what else. So tomorrow, so like I said, today is Friday. Tomorrow we have quite a few things going on. My daughter has her first cross-country meet, my youngest, so she's excited about that. She's a little nervous, but she's, they partnered her up with a girl that's never ran before, so she's been trying really hard to be, like, positive, which is pretty difficult for her because she tends to be a little bit of a negative Nancy, you know. So I was happy that she realized that she needed to try to not, you know, always complain or whatever, so that maybe this younger girl would like running. But yeah, so they have it's an interesting way to do the races too, because it's typically for their cross-country races, they run 3K. Well, for this race, they run half of it and then switch with a partner who then runs the other half, and then they do that again. So they end up still running 3K, but it's split in half. So I'm wondering how she's going to do with that. That's kind of an interesting concept, I think. Okay. But yeah, that's a lot of what's been going on for me. Lots of moving. My legs and my back and my arms were so tired and grumpy at me after all of that work. I realized that I had been, you know, sorely neglecting any physical activity after having to do that much in those couple of days. So I'm trying to move quite a bit more. But when all of your hobbies include things that sit down, or where you're sitting down, it's not always the easiest to remember to get up and move. Because I'll get like stuck in a coloring page and then realize that I've been sitting for, you know, how many ever hours. And I'm just like, uh-oh, I probably should move a little bit. Or when I go to like rearrange how I'm sitting and my knee like completely just doesn't want to cooperate because it's been stuck in the same position for so long. I'm gonna have to like start setting alarms on my phone or something so that I remember that I have to get up and move. Okay, this one is all wonky. I'm not sure how this is supposed to go, so we're just gonna do some dots and see if that is the right way. All right, just this last one, right? And then the other bits are the undersides, I think. Okay. So, okay, channel news. I have some more collection videos coming out, but most of these ones that are coming out now are going to be more like I'll have like 1 or 2 pages done in the books, and then some of them have no pages done. But it's, you know, still sharing my collection with you guys. So a couple more of those are coming out. I did release my Coloring Heaven collection this week and another collection last week. And I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, there's 2 new collection videos out there if you guys are interested. What is this? I think this is all the book. I don't know what that little bit is there. Huh. Okay. What else did I do? I have kind of put, unfortunately, I've kind of put the animal alphabet on hold temporarily, just temporarily, because this month I decided that I was going to take any buddy colors that came my way, and I maybe overscheduled myself a little bit. So next month I have a couple buddy colors already scheduled, and that's going to be it. As much as I love to do the buddy colors, I feel the pressure to do those before I get anything else done. And so that kind of, it's like anytime I go to color, I should be working on my buddy colors instead of, you know, the videos that I wanted to get out. So, because a lot of those videos do have coloring in them. So yeah, so next month will be a lot of, hopefully, a lot of videos coming out. Lots of coloring on the channel. Because I know that my channel's been a little neglectful in that area these past couple months. other than like the Weekend Whips, I don't think I've had any coloring on the channel, really. All right, other shell. Is that the last one? I think so. Okay, how is that? That looks pretty cool. Then I've got this blue, kind of bluish gray color that I thought about doing for this wheel. I don't know that it's going to be different enough. Well, the tentacles are going to be really dark once I start adding the shading, so I think it'll be okay. But I wanted this wheel to be kind of like a weathered grayish blue color, so I'm hoping that maybe this will be okay. We'll just have to see. I think this inside part I'm going to have be like silver, maybe. I don't think I'm going to be doing gold so much on this page. It's going to be a lot more, a lot of silver. Let's see, what else do I have? I did, yeah, I still do have some plans for some fun things for this fall. So that is another reason why I'm going to be kind of holding back on the buddy colors next month, is because I want to get a lot of that pre-filmed so that I can make sure to get it out on time, because I always have these grand plans and they always come way too late where I decide, oh yeah, I could totally do it in this amount of time, and I definitely can't do it in that amount of time. So if I plan ahead a little bit, I think that might help. Yeah, I'm trying to get a little better with my time management. When I've realized lately that a lot of the things that I struggle with are all like ADHD signs. So I feel like I mean, I've never been diagnosed with it, but I have like a ridiculous amount of the issues that people with ADHD face. I also have them. So I'm wondering if I have it, and I'm also wondering if maybe I gave it to my youngest, because she also is struggling with all of those same issues. So yeah, I felt kind of guilty about that, actually, because she has really been struggling with her time management lately. Like, she doesn't, it's like she doesn't even realize time exists. Like, it doesn't pass for her in any way that would be considered normal. And I was looking up some things online, and there's this great channel, and I'm not going to remember the channel name on YouTube, but it's by a girl who has ADHD, and she shares like her struggles and things that she does to help combat that. And so I've been watching a lot of that lately, and I'm like, yep, I do that. Yep, I do that. Yep, I do that. And so does my daughter. So that has been interesting. You know, I'm 44 years old. You would have thought that I would have realized what was going on by now. But there you go. All right, I think I'm going to leave the outside edge of that wheel kind of open. I like that. And we'll do some silver around that. My daughter did suggest that I do green eyes, because a lot of the villains in Disney stuff, they have green somewhere. So it's like, if it's like their magic is green, or they have green eyes or green somewhere on their outfit. So I was trying to think, if I do green eyes there, maybe I could add a little bit of green in some of this book here, just to have another area where there's green. These chains are just going to be, I'm not even going to mess around with those. Those are just going to get some silver gel pen, and we're going to be done with that. Okay, let's see what else I have here. So for this area, I think that I was going to do a really light purple. However, I don't have any in my Crayolas, so we're gonna have to wait till and use pencils on that. I'm trying to see if I need to do anything else with marker. Her skin is I'm gonna hold off on her skin. Yeah, so I think maybe I will grab some pencils and we'll get some of that work done. I might end up going back through this area too with an alcohol marker. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. We'll see. Let me grab some pencils. All right. So I've got some Crayola pencils. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the eyes really quick, just because I think it would be, I don't know, a good place to start. So I'm using the slate gray to do a little shading on the eye itself. And then I'm gonna do some greens. So I'm gonna start with my yellow green and just kind of go around the outside. I'm gonna leave an area at the bottom where I can use this. What is this one? This one is Lemon Glacier. Just add in a little bit of that lemon color down at the bottom there. And then we've got Tropical Rainforest, and that's going to go around the top part here. It's been so long since I've used Crayola pencils. I'm so glad Emily had that up on her channel. Yeah, you guys make sure to go check that out. She has awesome streams, and she's so talented. And then she also has really cool recorded videos as well, where she does interviews with artists. She talks about different products. Just a wonderful channel. Yeah, I like that green. Okay, so I think maybe on this page I'm just going to do a little bit of green in here. Add that there, and then we'll do a little bit of that, and then I'm going to shade outward from there. I think maybe this is a little bit of a magical book. Maybe. I keep trying to use it like Prismas. It doesn't quite work the same. Okay, so we're just going to add, that'll be good. I'm going to add a little bit of this yellow to the edges. This is like a really neon yellow too, so. And then we'll add a little bit of this yellow green. Maybe I'll do some of this like greenish color on the background. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, so I've got for the tentacles, I'm just going to do a couple tentacles so you guys can see what I'm doing, and then we're going to move on to something else because that'll be a lot of tentacles for you guys to watch, and I don't think that'll be any fun for anybody. So I have black and outer space and ash. Now I grabbed the outer space because the black in the Prismas seems a little warm to me, and these are very cool tentacles, so I don't want them to be overly, I don't want the color to change too much. So I'm basically just going to start with the black and just shade any areas where I think that there might be some shadows. Again, this is the wonderful thing about using markers as a base, is you've got the majority of your colors already down, and you just have to add a little bit here and there. And it doesn't take too long to get things colored. Okay, so let's do that. Now I'm going to use the outer space. This outer space color is fantastic. Let me, my color chart here. So this is the outer space color, and this is the Crayola Black. This is a different black from a different brand that I have that I put in with my Crayolas because it's a very value brand, but this one is it's a darker black, and this one's kind of like it's just more like a gray than a black. But when you add this outer space color, or I could have added like a really dark purple as well, it makes it so it's nice and dark. Okay, and then I'm going to use this ash color to shade outward from there, and I think that will be pretty much, I feel like I wanted it to be just a little darker in certain areas. So we will get in there with a little bit more pressure. That is the one thing that maybe is the hardest for me with the Crayola pencils, is sometimes I feel like when I want that like serious color payout and I push hard, then that's when my wrists start hurting and my, everything just starts hurting more. Right now I'm not pushing super hard, but I am expanding the color a little bit. I'm going to add this outer space now. And I still want to save some of the areas for, I want them to be, there to be highlights and lowlights and all of that stuff. So I don't want it to be too dark. Because I will come back in probably with a white, what am I trying to say, white Posca, and highlight some of these areas, or maybe even like a light gray in one of my other paint pen sets maybe. Yeah, let me finish this little tentacle here. So again, starting with the black, I'm just going where the shading is already put in by the artist, because he kind of sees where he wants that shadow, And I can expand the color outward from there, but I definitely want to keep the darkest color centered in that area where he's already got the shading. So let's see. Next week I will also have a haul video out. I might have been doing a little bit of shopping therapy as I was dealing with moving my son away and all of the other stuff. So there might be a little bit bigger haul than I've had in the past. And it's really just stuff that I was just like, yes, I want this. It's time to get that. It's not really anything that I needed, and not really anything it's not anything like ridiculous expensive or anything, but it's just stuff that I have had in my to buy thing for a while, or, just things I've had my eye on. And I am finally taking the plunge and getting a lot of it. So yeah, there will be a haul video for sure that I will be filming here very soon. I think I'm supposed to get the majority of everything on Saturday, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'll be able to film relatively soon after that. Because of course, I then want to get all of my goodies out and play with them. So yeah, all right, there's that. Okay. I feel like that's looking all right. I feel like maybe I should have started a little darker with the black first and then gone in. Another fun thing to do, well, not fun, but another tip, I guess, is you can also use like black fine liners when you want to add a little bit more shadow back in. So these little bits here that have like a little And if I want to add in a little bit more texture, I can add that back in with my black, because it'll go over that, the black there pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this one's pretty good, but I want to just kind of darken up that shadow right there a little bit, and same on this side. Okay. All right, so there's basically what I'm going to be doing for the tentacles. And then I've got this lilac color that I'm going to start with for the undersides. I'm still not quite sure what's going to happen with this. I know that I think that the little suckers on there are lighter. So I might grab like a darker purple and add some contrast in there. But I like the fact that the hair and the tentacles are going to have the same kind of tone. Just have to make sure things are able to stand out from each other. Yeah, because I mean, that's such a close color already. When I go to shade the hair, it'll look a lot better. Let me see if I can just go ahead and find some purples. So I've got, these are my purples. Let's see. Let's do a blue violet. Where is my blue violet? Okay, I got the blue violet, and I grabbed the plum, but I don't know if that's going to be exactly what I want. So let's see what this does on here. So I'm going to color with the blue violet around. Yeah, that's the only thing that I don't love about Crayolas is there's not enough. I typically don't get enough color payout with them, but that's just me, I think. All right, and then I'm gonna, well, I didn't sharpen either of these, so these might be, let me give these a sharpen. Sometimes when you haven't used your pencils for a while and you go to use them, is this the plum? Yeah. You just need to give them a little sharpen and they'll kind of, it'll work a little bit better. Okay, let's see if maybe that does anything. What do I think? I kind of like that. This is the area where it's going to be a little tricky because I don't know. There's not really any shading on this part because it's all kind of supposed to be up, catching the light and stuff. I've seen people do this page where it looks like these are like real tentacles and stuff, and I'm just like, I can't do that, so I'm just going to do the best that I can right now. That's basically all I can do. And I did just come to the real, you know, just accepted it and was just like, okay, this is it. This is what's happening. And, you know, if I need to bring in a couple of other little darker colors here and there, I can. It's not like, you know, I've made the own rules for my page. It's not like it's cheating or anything, you know. I'll just bring in a darker purple. Like, I love the fact that, like, Prismacolor, for example, I've been using the heck out of those this month. But they have the dark colors, they have pastel colors, they have all these different shades. And while Crayola does too, the color payout is just so much better in the Prismas, that you can get really contrasting colors and looks with just a few just a few pencils. All right, so now I'm just trying to shade a couple places here and there, see if I can get some things that look a little darker. Well, all right, let me bring this color back down in here. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So I guess that's a plus, right? Purples are always the hardest with Prismacolors. They never want to do the right thing. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing. What else? What is this gonna do? I don't remember now. Oh, I was gonna do a little bit of the chain. So I'm basically just gonna use this Link Shine pen. So this is my silver Link Shine pen. And I'm gonna start over here so that I don't get silver everywhere when I'm coloring. It's just as simple as tracing all of these little chain links. And trying my best not to go over the black lines if I can help it. Sometimes that happens, and that's okay. This part is nice and relaxing though, because you just don't really have to think about anything. You just kind of follow the lines. So yeah, so that's basically what the chain's gonna look like. So that is my lady so far. I think I'm gonna call it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, I'll see you later.